man.
Thank you, thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Happy, Thursday?
Yeah.
Happy
alrighty.
Thursday evening. Got my buddy Mike Habersack here with me. He's from the band Tripwire here in Baltimore. And thanks for coming in, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so you guys do the same basic circuit we do. Like, you play all the rock clubs.
695.
Yeah, so you guys are going to Ocean City this weekend.
Yep.
You're doing the world famous Purple Moose.
Oh, absolutely.
You get to stay in that terrible, terrible band house.
Yeah, we gotta live the rock and roll lifestyle, right?
Yeah, but I'm serious. Wear flip-flops when you shout.
I promise. Yeah, play more tennis shoes.
So, why don't we start? Why don't you tell me about Tripwire? Tell me about what type of music you guys play, and you're the lead guitarist in the band, and basically, how you approach that gig, and just what you guys are all about.
Sure. So we're a cover band, and we primarily do hard rock, metal, I guess, but we can kind of run the gamut. So we have a 5-piece, generally 4 pieces. So singer and bass player, drummer, guitar, so I'm the only guitarist, and then we have a violin player that plays.
Really?
Yep. So
is the violin, now I'm assuming that you didn't mention countries, was a violin like an electric violin that takes leads and stuff?
Everything, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's great because it makes us really diverse. So if we are playing, like, when we used to play Fagers, we can tone it down and cut all the heavy stuff out. And,
right.
We can go more country, we can go more pop. And the nice thing is he can kind of do the high melodies, and so we don't have to rely on tracks as much as some bands might need to. So.
Gotcha.
So even like Shut Up and Dance, he does all the keyboard stuff on that.
Really?
So it opens it up a lot for me, yeah.
That's wild. I gotta get out and see you guys. It's so hard because whenever you're in a working band, you never get to see other bands.
Yeah.
so when I hear people say stuff like that, I'm like, damn, that sounds cool. But one of these days I'm gonna get out and see you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I hear really good things.
Yeah. Thank you.
So let's talk about your rig.
Okay.
So, everybody's always curious about the rig. So, let's start with your guitar. Are you a PRS guy? Is that kind of just what you brought today?
I'm a PRS guy.
Are you?
Yeah. Yes.
Tell me about that thing.
So, this is a 96, actually. It's a CE24. Got a great deal in it.
Is that the bolt-on?
Yes. I actually love it. It's my favorite model.
Dude, I love the bolt-ons too, man. I got to borrow one not too long ago. And, did they stop making the CEs for a long time?
For a while there. I have 2 of these. And I think they stopped around the second one that I bought, so that was maybe 04, 05.
Right.
And I think they just brought it back, which makes me happy.
Yeah, it was great. I love the bolt-on stuff. Not that the glue isn't great, but I like just the spank and the hardness of it.
Yeah, me too.
For sure. So you got that, and that's what you say, 96?
This is a 96. I got this about 2010. I bought this used. I got a great deal for it. And then, so I bought it, swapped out the pickups with Seymour Duncan, the Hot Rodded series, and then actually went on to PRS's website and got the electronics for the McCarty. So instead of having the rotator, I've got the 3-way toggle switch and
nice
push-pull. Which
really? So that has that?
Yep. Let
me hear the single coils on there. Yeah, it doesn't have that much volume loss at all.
No, and do you know John Ingram? He used to work for PRS.
I don't know him, no.
He did all the work on this, which he does great work if you ever need anything done. I'm sure the guys at PRS can hook you up great, but
yeah.
Just another one to add to the list.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and so you're running through this Mesa here. Tell us about the amp.
So this is our Rectiverb 25. I swear by Mesa. This is actually my backup amp. I think every good guitarist needs one if you're gigging that much.
Absolutely.
And but my main rig is the half stack. It's the Roadster.
So you bring that out everywhere?
As much as I can.
Really?
Yeah, it has 4 channels, which I love, and then the
4. So it's got like a clean, mid, a gain, and then face melt.
Yeah, 4 is as much gain as I think you could ever ask for as a guitarist. So, and especially when we play Disturbed and stuff like that, it comes in great. And I also use it for lead channel too sometimes when I need a lot of sustain.
Yeah.
So and then I run a really simple floorboard. I have overdrive, delay.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to put the guitar down and show people while you kind of explain that.
Sure.
Everybody always wants to see the board.
Yeah, actually, compared to I saw Vance and his rig.
Vance got a wild rig.
Oh yeah, he could call in an airstrike with that thing.
Yeah. All right. So go. So tell us what you got.
So I run the signal in. This is just tuner pedal,
Yeah.
and then I have the wah next in the loop, and then I've got the tube screamer, which is extremely dirty. If you've ever played, well, you play clubs all the time, you know how that is.
Yeah.
The pedals don't stay clean very long, and then
Neither does my life.
right. And then into the back of the amp, I have the delay, and then when I played through the Roadster, the reverb tank on that went bad, and being lazy, I just added a reverb pedal to the.
You know,
board.
I have a Mesa 525, and that reverb tank went bad on it.
Really?
Yeah, and that's my, well, I guess you could call it backup amp, but I mean that's what I've been using a lot lately as a small amp, and yeah, so I have this Wampler spring reverb, which is fair at best, which I have on my board for that.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing, I guess, just for anybody watching this, that they probably saw is at the top. There's the this long thing, and that is just the channel selector and all that stuff for the other amp.
I was going to say, because that has 4 channels up there and everything.
Yep. And so I kind of do extremely clean and work my way up, kind of, I guess, the normal. But
you like to use the Mesa onboard distortion.
Yes.
Like you got the tube screamer, obviously, but you know you're hitting that channel switch.
Yeah, I run exactly what you're saying. Like I use the second channel, there's a lot of gain on it. I use the tube screamer just to push a lot more signal into the front of the amp. But I really have never found the need for a distortion pedal or anything like that.
Gotcha. Well, I feel the same way, dude. Clearly, you know, I got the tuner,
less is more.
the wah, the boost, and the reverb, and that's it.
Yeah, you can't ask for any more than that.
Yeah, you know, I hear you. So I'll tell you what. So you were playing some cool stuff earlier, and we were talking about how you like to switch pentatonics when you're playing over your chord changes.
Yeah.
So why don't we kind of jam on like a 1-4-5 or something like that?
You do you know Yellow Lead better?
I mean, I'll just follow you.
Okay. How about E, B, A?
Yeah, sure. I'll just follow you, and then we'll take turns, and then once you play a little bit, and then we'll stop, and I'll kind of let you explain to everybody kind of what you're thinking.
Okay. Absolutely.
Cool. right, so pentatonic wise,
Yes.
you got 3 changes. You got a 1-4-5.
Mhm.
What are you doing there?
Okay, so, and this is a great tool for anybody from a beginner to advanced.
Right.
So, as you're kind of coming along as an improviser, you want to learn to play over the changes.
Sure.
So you kind of sound like you know what you're doing in any situation, especially for gigs that, like we play, when you don't have a whole lot of time to learn a song and you have to take a solo.
I always tell people that, like, the people that wrote the song picked the chords for a reason.
Yep.
So, like, if you don't say something about the chords, you're not really saying, what the writer really intended.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I feel.
Oh, absolutely. And it's your opportunity to make a new melody, too.
Yeah,
And
for
add
sure.
something new to the song.
Yeah. So anyway, keep going.
Okay, so if you know your major scale and you know your pentatonic shapes, then you can kind of play unconsciously over the changes if you kind of take this little trick. And okay, so we're playing over E, B, A. So and we'll take the minor pentatonic scale.
Okay.
And, well, it'll be a C sharp minor, but it's major.
Right. Same as
So in E, that would be.
Right.
But when you go to B, that changes. So you're down here in G sharp, which fits very nicely over the frigid mode of the major scale. And then when you go to A, it becomes F sharp. So, and then you can even stay in the same position and go to B and.
So kind of what you're saying is, even when you're playing over, major 1-4-5s or major chords, you're playing the relative minor pentatonic.
Typically, I think that's what most people are.
And kind of just shift.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, because other instruments, tend to be very like major first, but guitar players we can be very guilty of like.
Yeah.
Minor pentatonic is kind of like where we start, and then we kind of wander off.
Yeah. And you can really use any mode of the major pentatonic scale. I like that one because it feels really good as a guitar player, and also I feel like that's one of the first ones that everybody learns.
For sure.
You can it translates very quickly and easily. So one thing that I like to do in practice is take a motif like that, and then just move it down to the next pentatonic. Yeah, and then you automatically, without thinking about it, just by moving that shape, sound like you're nailing the changes. And then the other cool thing is you get the 9th and the 13th automatically just by doing that. And it
true.
Sounds pretty hip. And then even if you want to stay in the same position, you can.
Yeah.
I kind of delayed the resolution, but.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, and you can even come up with some really cool licks. If you. Another thing that I kind of like to do that's a little bit outside of this is play B minor 7th over a G to get the 9th and the 7th.
Gotcha.
To the chord, because a lot of the notes are the same.
Right.
So if you play the G sharp over E, or where you would normally be playing C sharp,
right,
you're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So you're playing a lot of the B notes over that.
Gotcha.
So it's a cool way to add. I think a lot of people, especially when they first get into improvisation, I know I was one of those people, you either stick to arpeggios or you stick to scales. So it either sounds a little too vanilla or it sounds like you're running scales.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is a great way to build some like melodic interest into a solo.
Gotcha.
Without really thinking about it a whole lot.
Yeah, well, understood. All right, so the key takeaway there is, if you're playing over different chord changes, you can just switch the pentatonic and switch your position, and not only are you going to get your root, third, and fifth, so you're nailing the chord tones, you're also, depending on which chord you're switching over, you're going to get some extensions too.
Yeah.
So you can just hammer out a lot of your same, riffs, licks as far as like it feels the same on your fingers, but you open up a lot more tonal possibilities by doing that.
Yep. Yeah, and then, it sounds hip, it sounds kind of jazzy too, and you add some embellishments into it, and then automatically you have a great solo.
Awesome.
So
well, let's let's do one more. I'll let you kind of strut your stuff. Let's do something fast.
All right, let's do. Separate ways. You guys play that, right?
Yes.
You want to do that?
Sure.
We don't have to.
No, that's fine. We're just gonna run through the whole song instead of like.
I figure just.
Just the.
Kind of what you solo over normally when you're doing the guitar solo. And
All right, so that's the. Yeah. Go. so much for coming, dude.
Thanks for having me.
And so this is Mike Habersack, everybody. The band is Tripwire. What's your website? What's your everything else? Where can they find you?
Tripwire Sounds is the website,
Mm-hmm.
just tripwiresounds.com. They can find me on Facebook, just Mike Habersack. Tripwire also has a Facebook page if they want to like that and follow along, and then all the shows will be up there. And if they're friends with me, more than welcome to friend me on Facebook. I'm a shameless.
He's very approachable.
I'm very approachable, and I'm also a shameless self-promoter. It's basically the only thing I use Facebook for. So, yeah, come out to a show, see us play.
Awesome, cool. Well, thanks so much for coming out.
Thanks for
and
having me.
so, guys, just again, new website is up. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all the support. We've had over 1,000 people join in the past 2 days, which is like insane. Yeah, it's just awesome. So again, thank you so much. And if you haven't checked it out, please go over there and check it out. And anybody that is an active member on the site is registered automatically to win this bad boy. We're giving it away on Labor Day. So I think my son Blake, who's like 6, he always likes to do the giveaways.
Okay.
And so like we'll pick a random number. So anybody that signed up from the day we launched, or that actually logged in, we're go by active accounts, to Labor Day, we're gonna write the numbers out. He's gonna pick randomly, and anywhere in the world, I don't care where you live, I'll send it to you. Not U.S. only. So
Might have to sign up for that. It's a nice guitar.
do it, man. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate it, man. You sound
Pleasure.
great.